how's it going, guys? Stonewall here with Raised by Sharks. Today I'm going to be bringing you a video on the top 5 heavy bow guns. So I don't have them in any particular order except for the number 1 favorite, but the rest of them I'm just going to start in order from top to bottom. So we have the Water Cannon 3. Now, I believe the heavy bow guns are made or broken with the ammo. So the reason I think the Water Cannon 3 is pretty good is because it's got the slicing and it's got the wyvern. And now on heavy bowgun, I think slicing is an absolute must, along with at least one type of cluster, one type of pierce, and at least one status. So here you have slicing, wyvern, you have 2 statuses, cluster, sticky, and you have 2 different pierce types and normal level 3. So what you're going to be able to do with that ammo is pretty good, and the stats are okay. It's got low deviation, which is nice, and also because it's an N tier heavy bow gun, but only rarity 6, you could augment it 3 times. So if you have, a rarity 8 heavy bow gun with these same stats, you can only augment it 1 time, so it ends up being able to surpass it. The next one is the LEGIA SHATTERCRYST. So I chose this one because of the no deviation. It's got a slot, it's got decent stats, it looks nice. And then if you look here, it's got, again, slicing, wyvern. It's got 2 different elemental ammos, which is pretty nice. It's got 2 statuses, sleep and exhaust. Exhaust isn't as great as the other ones, but sleep is really nice. You could sleep bomb, or if you have a greatsword on your team, you can do that. And then it's got cluster at level 2, which is solid damage. It's got piercing level 3, which is huge, especially if you get the pierce up skill. And then it's got recover if you want to help out your teammates, and along with an armor ammo. Next in the list is the Bone Tree, which gives you the Power Shooter 2. So this one has actually average deviation, which isn't too great, but it's replaced with the 10 defense and the big slot, which is nice. Also, it's got 270 attack, which is higher than the other ones I showed you. And again, it's got the 3 augmentation slots, which is really good, and it's also easy to make because of the materials. The ammos that you get are, you get slicing, wyvern, as well as actually 3 different statuses in poison, paralysis, and sleep. You also get the cluster and the sticky, and you get the piercing only level 1, which is really its downside, is that between the cluster and the piercing you only get the level 1s, you don't get any level 2 or level 3 versions. That's this heavy bowgun's downside and the reason why it's not number 1. Then we got the Dodo Gamma. The Dodo Gamma out of the 5 is probably the lowest one, but it still, again, has okay stats. Again, the average deviation, which isn't that great, but it gets made up for in the ammo types because it's got the slicing. You actually have 1 elemental type in the wyvern. You get the sleep, but you get level 3 and 2 cluster, as well as level 3 sticky and level 2 pierce. So you're going to be able to output a solid amount of damage with this heavy bowgun. Now, for the number 1 heavy bowgun in Monster Hunter World, in our opinion, the KADACHI Lion 3. It has solid stats. It's got no deviation, a slot, 15 affinity, 255 attack. It's also got 3 augmentation slots and 3 mod slots. Then you go and you have pierce level 3. It's even got spread. It's got level 2 sticky and cluster for great damage. It's got paralysis and sleep, the 2, in my opinion, best statuses. It's got thunder ammo on it. It has dragon ammo. It's got 4 slicing, which is really solid, wyvern ammo, and then it's got demon ammo on there, which isn't that great, but hey, it's still there to throw on. Overall, in my opinion, this is the best bowgun in Monster Hunter World. You can have extreme damage and utility out of it. It gives you ability to be supportive with the paralysis and sleep ammo and the demon ammo, as well as just be a solo hunter, and you can stagger them with paralysis and use cluster and slicing ammo to just completely devastate a monster. That's all we have for you on the top 5 heavy bowguns by Raised by Sharks. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe.